explicit so far about wanting to win a championship this year? And
yeah, I mean, absolutely.
What does success then look like? I mean,
a championship.
After everything the Indiana Fever did in free agency, the expectations were higher than Katy Perry holding a daisy in a Bezos spaceship. And then, the Fever's marketing team told the world they were taking over the WNBA.
We're here for the takeover.
Add it all up, and there's never been this much hype for a WNBA team. They've got the league on their shoulders and a massive target on their back. The marketing team's not wrong. The Fever are the show. But with that spotlight comes a target. Every single game this season is going to feel like a playoff game. Every team they face will treat it like Game 7. They won't just want to win, they'll want to embarrass the Fever on national TV and be the ones to cool off Caitlin Clark. And while the Fever added veterans, stars, champions, and gritty role players, there were big questions heading into training camp. Would the chemistry click? Could they handle the pressure? Would the media noise and sky-high expectations be too much? Well, training camp just gave us a sneak peek, and it looks like we've got our answers.
I'm not gonna lie. By WNBA standards, Indiana Fever just had the greatest media day of all time.
The Fever just held their media day, and yeah, it was impressive. It was NBA level. It's a far cry from what these players have experienced with previous teams. Just ask Sophie Cunningham.
Do we not remember this? She's gone from this to, that.
But I'm not here to focus on the fluff today. We're getting into the meat. The real story was in the interviews. This was our first real taste of how the team is approaching the season, what their mindset is, what they expect, and maybe most interestingly, what teammates are already noticing about Caitlin Clark. I'm not going to spoil it, but let's just say, if you're a Fever fan, you're going to walk away from this happy. And if you're not a Fever fan, you might want to reconsider, because what we're about to see is straight up. Let's get into it. But first, like this video if you think the Fever will live up to the hype, and subscribe for more Fever updates. Okay, so training camp has been a whirlwind, and so far, if you're a Fever fan, you've got to love what you're seeing. But like I said, the pressure is on. This team has the talent. They have the leadership. The big question is, will they gel? Only 5 players are back from last season. That means new personalities, new styles, new roles to figure out. And let's be honest, we've all seen super teams on paper fall apart in reality because the chemistry never clicks. But based on what we saw during Media Day, this team has more instant chemistry than me and Sydney Sweeney in my delusional fantasy. It just works. And it all starts with desire and having the right mentality in the locker room. You can't fake that. And right now, the Fever look like a group that's already bought in.
Everybody wants to be there. They are not playing this year. They are standing 10 toes behind wanting to get a chip. They are all blocking out the noise. They want to protect the locker room because, as we all know, the Indiana Fever are a talked about team. So they're trying to keep it kind of safe to create a championship environment.
And really, while everyone's got a role to play, the tone is set at the top. And that's where new head coach Stephanie White comes in. She's not just managing rotations or calling plays, she's shaping the culture. And from what we've seen and heard so far, she's already made a major impact.
Okay, and that starts every single day in what we do right here with each other, for each other. Right, excited about the opportunity we have. Starts right now. Hey, wait till we get the outlet. Wait till we get the outlet, go. But number one priority, we're gonna be shot makers. We gotta give great shooters passes every time.
When asked about how the team is gelling, Stephanie chimed in with exactly the kind of answer you'd want to hear from a leader in her position.
A lot's rightfully been made of the championship additions to this team, the winners and the people who have been there. How have you started to see them kind of mesh on the floor with the young core and with one another?
Yeah, they've done a great job. I mean, first and foremost, you hear it vocally. Just in setting the expectations and in talking about some of the little nuance, whether it's spacing or whether it's timing, whether it's intensity level in a drill, you hear them vocally. And then secondly, you see them leading by example. I think the challenge sometimes for veterans when you come in is to grow the young ones in terms of their leadership. So being willing to help navigate, but also being willing to listen. And this group has been outstanding in that. And they just raise the intensity level.
Stephanie talked about the mix of old and new on this team, and that's a big deal. Last year, the knock on the Fever was that they had the young guns, but not the championship pedigree. They had the talent, but not the experience to make a deep playoff push. That's exactly why DeWanna Bonner might end up being the most impactful free agency signing of them all.
The other players listen to. Kelsey Mitchell said they got the best vet in the world. And then Caitlin Clark said they want to win for DeWanna Bonner. When she speaks, they listen. So just listening to what the Fever say about Bonner makes me think her impact is going to go beyond just what she does on the floor.
From everything we've seen this week, watching practice, hearing interviews, seeing how players react, it's clear. They respect her. And even more than that, they want to win for her. She's not just a leader. She's a 6-time All-Star, a 2-time WNBA champ, and one of the most respected veterans in the league. She brings gravity to this roster. And the best part, DeWanna couldn't be happier to be in Indy.
Was there something any of them said that really stuck out to you? It gave you, a little bit of relief, or just like, yeah, like this, I think will work out for me.
They want to win. That's all I needed. That's all I need to hear. They want to win. They wanted to be led. They didn't have any experience last year in playoffs. It's totally different. So just taking the mindset on from the beginning, I feel like that's been our mindset in training camp. And they've just been really receptive to me being the leader, but also I've been following them a little bit too, because like I said, no one understands playing in this type of environment but the people who've done it, and just listen to them and spread the refreshment.
That last part about the environment is huge. Because let's be real, this is not a normal WNBA situation. This isn't a quiet training camp with a few reporters on the sidelines. It's a full-on media circus. For a lot of players, this level of pressure is completely new. And that's why it's so important to have leaders on the team who understand it, who know how to block out the noise, keep things in perspective, and still bring the energy. Sophie Cunningham is one of those players.
It is called, and now tempers are flaring.
This isn't her first time under the lights. Sophie's always had that edge, that confidence, that hand me the mic energy. She's outspoken, tough, and thrives in the spotlight. Not just because she wants it, but because she knows what to do with it. She embraces pressure. She's not afraid of the cameras or the headlines. In fact, she kind of feeds off them. And that makes her invaluable on a team like this, where the media attention is constant and expectations are sky high.
Yeah, since I've been in the pros, I was with DT, I was with BG, and everything that kind of BG had to go through those couple of years. And so I know what it kind of feels like to everyone watching your every single move, and it's times 100 here. And so I think that they kind of went through last year, kind of had some growth pains a little bit, but I do think that we're just a tight-knit group right now. And I know it's only day 4 or 5 being together, but when I tell you that we all care for each other and we love each other and we want this to be a super special season, I think that that's what we really want.
Sophie's feeling the love. And they're going to need to keep those good vibes flowing all season long, because with the kind of spotlight that's about to hit every single player on this roster, maintaining that internal support system is going to be critical. Sure, building chemistry on the court is one thing. Running plays, making the extra pass, reading each other's movements, that's all huge. But what really tests a team is what happens off the court. When the pressure hits, the media's stirring up drama, and every mistake becomes a headline. That's when teams either come together or start to crack. And we've seen it happen before, across every league. A team with all the talent in the world gets rattled, the locker room turns cold, cliques form, finger-pointing starts, and suddenly all that championship potential vanishes into thin air.
If you're winning, it's great. Vibes are going to be good. But, when the teammates get along, there's a lot of good things. It helps when things aren't going well. And even though I know Kobe and Shaq worked when they didn't like each other, it does help when teammates like each other.
But you really get the sense from these interviews that there's a lot of mutual respect and a shared mission in that room. There's no ego, no side eyes, no drama simmering beneath the surface. Just a group of players who genuinely seem to like each other, trust each other, and understand what they're trying to build together. And that's not something you can fake. When you've got veterans with rings, the baby goat, and media swarming like bees around every soundbite, it's easy for things to turn chaotic. But that's not what this looks like. This looks like a team with clarity. Players who know what's at stake, who understand the pressure, and who are ready to run toward it, not away from it. And that purpose? It was made crystal clear during Media Day.
I said the Fever shouldn't shy away from WNBA championship expectations, and they sure as hell aren't.
This team is here to win a championship, period. And you can feel it. It's not just a talking point or a distant goal. It's the expectation. In their minds, it's championship or bust. Anything less, it's not good enough. And that mindset starts at the top. Just listen to Caitlin Clark.
Been explicit so far about wanting to win a championship this year, and
Yeah, absolutely.
what does success then look like?
A championship.
And of course, every player in the league wants to win, but for Caitlin Clark, it's different. Despite being a rookie last season, she didn't just meet expectations, she blew through them. She broke 62 records, carried herself like a seasoned vet, and led a struggling franchise from the basement straight into the playoffs. Her leadership, her poise, and her game weren't just impressive, they were transformational. She was the reason Stephanie White came on board, the reason veterans like DeWanna Bonner, Natasha Howard, and Sydney Colson saw Indiana as the place to be. This entire new era for the Fever, it's because of her. And while this year's team is stacked and will no doubt spread the spotlight around, let's not kid ourselves. The pressure is still squarely on Caitlin. She's the face of the franchise, the one the cameras follow, the one the media picks apart, the one the league is riding to break viewership records. And while she's not going to come out and say it, let's be real. There's extra incentive this year. She's heard the noise, the criticism, the shots at her fans, the narratives that tried to minimize everything she accomplished. She doesn't need to clap back online, she's doing it on the court. So the big question heading into camp was, how is she going to handle it? Let's just say her answer left no doubt.
I think there was just a lot coming at me last year at this time. Like, I'm trying to move to a new city, I'm living in a hotel, I'm trying to figure out my teammates, trying to figure out new coaches and how this league works and how this league operates. And you know, I played the last game of the college season, I played the first preseason game of the WNBA season, then I played 11 games in 20 days. So it was a lot to take in. It came at me fast, but I'm also really grateful for that experience too. I think it taught me a lot about basketball, it taught me a lot about myself and how to be resilient and to come in and to work and to always get better. But I feel like I'm at a much better spot of understanding how the league works, what to expect, what the coaches and your teammates are going to expect of you, and obviously I've had a lot of time to rest and get better at things I want to get better at.
It goes without saying, last year was a baptism by fire for Caitlin Clark. She got knocked down, literally and figuratively. She was shoved around on the court like it was open season. The media nitpicked her every move. Players who should have been celebrating the league's growth treated her like an outsider instead of a rising superstar. That's a lot to put on anyone, let alone a 22-year-old rookie tasked with saving the league. But as Caitlin said herself, she was resilient. She didn't whine, she didn't fold. She bulked up, got in the gym, sharpened every aspect of her game. And now she's back. Not just stronger, but with a completely different energy. This isn't some wide-eyed rookie learning the ropes anymore. This is her team now. And when it's your team, the standard changes. Everyone around you has to level up. That's the vibe. That's the pressure. It's like stepping onto the court with Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan. If you're not locked in, you're getting left behind. And that goes for everyone, including the coaching staff. That's why the Fever wasted no time making a change. Christy Sides may have been fine for a rebuild, but Caitlin Clark isn't here for moral victories. She's here for titles. Enter Stephanie White, a coach with rings, a coach with a plan, a coach with the presence and pedigree to match the moment. Caitlin couldn't have been more glowing in her praise. She talked about Stephanie's leadership, her understanding of the game, her ability to put players in the right spots. But also, listen to what Caitlin said without saying it.
Like, she just has a really, really good basketball mind, and if you listen to her call NBA games or college games, like, her knowledge of the game is far better than most people. Like, she understands how the game is supposed to be played, situation basketball, she knows what she's doing. She knows how to put people in positions to be successful, 1 through 5 on the floor. She's going to put us in lineups that are successful.
I don't know about you, but everything Caitlin said, how Stephanie White understands the game, knows situational basketball, puts players in the right spots, you can't help but feel like that was a very polite critique of what was missing last year under Christy Sides. Go ahead and drop a green check in the comments if you agree. There's no question Stephanie White is a massive upgrade. She's going to help the Fever close out those tight games they couldn't finish last season. She brings structure, vision, and championship experience, and yes, she's going to elevate everyone, especially Caitlin. Speaking of which, the players couldn't stop talking about how much progress Caitlin's made this offseason.
I feel like everyone talks about it. I'll see it on social media. They'll be like, Caitlin has so strong muscles, and don't tell her I said that either. don't even mention that. Yeah. But I think her strength, I mean, she gets in the paint and she's able to bully her way in and finish strong at the basket. I mean, everyone talks about, once again, her three-point shooting, and we've all seen her passing, but I think her ability to get downhill and really just stay on balance and score the ball, I think is going to be great this year too.
When you combine Caitlin's new inside strength, not just her signature deep threes, with her high IQ playmaking and court vision, and finally give her a team that can actually finish plays and support her system, that's going to open up a ton of offense. It's going to be an absolute nightmare for defenders. You can't double her without getting burned, and if you don't, Good luck stopping her one-on-one now that she's stronger and more confident. And here's where it gets even better. We finally heard from Natasha Howard, a 3-time WNBA champion, a veteran who's been there, done that, and she had major praise for Caitlin Clark, specifically her ceiling and what she's capable of.
I see it already in practice. She's talking to us in the huddles and stuff. I feel like it's natural to her because she did it at Iowa for the 4 years when she was at Iowa. So I feel like she's gonna be in that category with the Sue Bird, the Donna Taurasi's and stuff like that.
So what have we learned from Media Day? We've got a tight-knit team built on mutual respect and a shared purpose. A group of veterans and rising stars who all know why they're here and what they're trying to do. And leading the charge is a player who looks more than ready to take her crown as the future GOAT. There's really not much to pick apart here. No drama, no egos, just focused energy, stacked talent, and a whole lot of belief. The excitement around this team is off the charts. This is unlike anything we've seen in women's basketball before. Poor DeWanna Bonner can't even go grocery shopping without getting swarmed. That's the level we're at now.
And how does this kind of compare to what you are used to?
Oh man, yeah, totally different atmosphere. The support here has been just phenomenal. I really can't go anywhere. I've been here like a week and a half, and everywhere I go, it's just like we're excited for the season. Thank you for being here. So it's been really, really refreshing. And
you get that on the streets?
I'm sorry?
You get that on the streets?
Yeah, everywhere I go, it's just can't even go to the grocery store without someone saying how excited they are. So it's just been really refreshing. I'm excited to be here.
This should be, and honestly is, a feel-good story. Even if you're playing for another team or rooting for someone else, it's hard to deny what's happening in Indiana. This is the perfect example of the Caitlin Clark effect. Her spotlight doesn't just shine on her, it spills over onto everyone around her. DeWanna Bonner, who could probably walk through most cities unnoticed a year ago, is now getting recognized at every corner in Indianapolis. That's not a knock on her. It's a reflection of just how massive this moment is. The Fever are celebrities now, rock stars. And the best part? They've got the swagger to match the hype and the mindset to handle it. From what we saw on Media Day, this team isn't overwhelmed. They're ready.
But to be honest, I think everyone in here is just full of great energy. We know where we want to be at the end of the season, and so I think people are just coming in with a great mindset every day, wanting to learn, wanting to be the best teammate possible. And when I tell you it's a good, fresh breath of air, it is. And so you guys will see it soon.
If you're still here, leave a basketball in the comments to say hi. Thanks for watching.